give it a good shove and sit it right down into the tape. And you can see here that that shape there of the head of this particular valve, the mushroom part if you like, is ideal for this because it wants to sit into that well shape that I've created there, but also because it isn't that flared plant pot type shape that I talked about earlier, it's not going to get in the way of our tyre in a minute. So actually this is a really, really well designed tubeless valve, and I would say if you've got the choice of what you've got, try and go for the ones that are shaped like this because it's going to aid the installation of the tyre, which is the next part that we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to get on and install our tyre now. Before we do that, I'm just going to talk about some of the other bits and bobs I've got going on here. I've got a bucket on the floor down there, and that's going to be to catch any sealant. And you'll notice that I've also got the wheel installed in this contraption here, which is in a bench vise. This is the dream scenario. I fix bikes all day long. I don't really want to be bending over and prematurely damaging my back. If you're in your garage at home, there's a bunch of ways in which you can do this. But I would advise you to try and avoid bending over as much as possible, just because if you've got two of these to do, it can be a long day, and then at the end of it, what you really want to do is get out and ride your bike and not be sat there with a bad back. So do give some consideration to bringing the wheel up, either by the use of a work stand or something else. Definitely try and avoid bending over as much as possible. Okay, do remember, pay attention to which way the tyre runs, because 90% of tyres out there are directionally treaded, so pay attention to that. Okay. So the way I do this is quite simply bring the tyre up to the wheel, hang it over the top loosely, so that is to say on the outside of the rim at both sides, and then finishing at the valve, which hopefully you remember from my previous video, pop it on all the way around. You'll probably find the first side is quite straightforward because at this point there's not that much tension in the beads of the tyre, so hopefully we can just pop that over the top like that. And I'm going to check that I haven't accidentally pushed the bead of the tyre past the head of that valve. I want this bead to fall into that gap there. I've just done that. I'm going to flip the wheel around.
Is there one bead?
Mount it the other way on in my handy little device here, like that. And again, finishing at the valve because there's no real free space there, so that's when it's going to get tight. Working my way around like that, get it installed, get it to near to the end, do my best to get it on with my